People will stay in a relationship and they will tolerate emotional abuse for a really long time. They will tolerate it because they will think at some point it will get better, or they will think that having to be in a relationship like this needs work and the other person's broken and it requires me to be patient. What people don't realize, first of all, is when you are in a relationship that is consistently emotionally abusive, where there's manipulation, there's control, there's consistent gaslighting, there's picking at you, there's watching one of the partners consistently cry or be upset and not taking responsibility to that. At some point, the abuser is going to end up becoming reactive to that abuse, which means if you are silent and you don't know how to fight back and you do not use your voice against someone that's consistently putting you down and making you feel depressed, when you blow up and you end up breaking something or screaming or hitting your head against the door because you cannot take the emotional pain anymore, the worst thing that can happen in that kind of an abusive relationship is when the person that has now had enough gets blamed for their response to the abuse. When they are told, why can't you be calm? Had you just said this calmly, we could talk about it. Why do you fight and scream? Why can't you have a conversation? Why do we have to reach here? And what happens to somebody that's an empath or very soft, or somebody that's always felt like they've had to fight to deserve love, they feel that they are in the wrong. They don't feel valid to their anger. They don't feel I have a right to be really mad right now with the way you treat me. And what the abuser doesn't realize, or probably even does realize, is this person, the emotionally abused person, is no longer fighting for the relationship. They are fighting somewhere deep inside for their right to not be treated that way. And what messes them up is they isolate, they stop talking about what they're going through because everyone around them is telling them, leave this relationship. And when they do leave and they keep going back, they sort of feel I have no one else to turn to, because if I do talk about how they just treated me right now, the people around me are going to say, why are you still there? We've told you leave. There's nothing else to say to you. And so you isolate, and your abuser knows that you've isolated, so they get to bully you even more, to a point where I've had people who feel completely suicidal because the pain is so grave that they feel the only way this can end, the shame of staying and not being able to leave, the shame of tolerating being treated this way, is to be able to find the worst way out. So you need to be able to recognize that there is fighting in a relationship, which is normal and is not going to feel great. In any healthy relationship, no conflict feels great. But the difference with a healthy relationship is both of you are learning skills to repairing that. You're both motivated to wanting to have a better relationship, and you understand your personalities are just clashing right now, or external situations are making you both clash right now. But the goal is a beautiful relationship. If you are even one person right now listening to this or watching this, and you're in a relationship where the person you are with doesn't care, and all they care about is keeping you in this box and dominating you and taking from you, then you have to recognize it's not going to get better. And you need to leave, because you screaming and you changing the core and essence of who you are is going to destroy you as much as staying with someone that is already destroying you. Find your voice. And sometimes having a voice doesn't mean you have to scream and shout back. Sometimes finding your voice means you can walk away in absolute silence because you've learned your worth.